This is the story of Tonia Mcdonald from Jamaica. In 2007, she was 19 years old and pursuing a business administration course because she wanted to do business when she finished it. She came from a lovely family. She loved to do TikTok videos. She enjoyed TikTok videos, having a laugh now and again. And at this time, she met a very wealthy businessman from the area called Beachy Stout. He was 52 years old and he was married. But he pursued this girl. He pursued Tonia until she actually agreed to start having an affair with him. And when she did, Beachy Stout was very defiant to his wife and he showed Tonia off without a care. And this led to Tonia and Beachy's wife having so many fights. And the last fight they had, Beachy Stout's wife broke Tonia's phone. After that, Beachy Stout's wife was murdered. After the wife's death, Tonia married Beachy Stout Mcdonald to become Tonia Mcdonald. And when she lived with him, she was too young. Beachy was 52 years old, as you can see. She soon got bored, and when she got bored, she looked elsewhere for fun, and she started having affairs. She had affairs, relationships, left, right, and center, and she was having a good time. Unbeknownst to her, Beachy became very jealous, and he suspected something. So what he did was he hired a few people to follow Tonia, so they would follow her and see exactly what she was doing and then report back to him. But he never said anything about her actual affairs, though he always accused her of having an affair, but never specifically said you're having an affair with this person. So Tonia always thought he was just being jealous without any proof, without any evidence. She didn't know that he actually really did have evidence. So this went on for a while, and sometimes Beachy would beat up Tonia, and once he really hurt her by hitting her head against the wall after she tried to take her phone back from him. But this carried on, and it was well known that Tonia's parents were very much against this relationship. They did not want their daughter to be with this man because of his bad reputation and his age. It was just inappropriate. But Tonia did not listen. When her father kept on going against Beachy, he was later murdered. He was found killed as well. Her father was killed in 2018. Tonia carried on with her relationships behind her husband's back. Then her husband grew tired of her relationships because Tonia was changing with time. She was not mentally available for him anymore. She was enjoying whatever she was doing with people her own age. And then soon she had decided, she was really hurt about her father's death. So she decided to find out who killed her father. So asked one of her husband's henchmen, a man called Denverlin. He ran around and did it. So she said to him, "Can you please find me a gun? I would like to find and kill the man who killed my father." But at this time, when she was saying this to Denverlin, Beachy, her husband, was right there and he heard what she said. So he was happy to say, "Yeah, go ahead, find out who actually killed her father." And when Tonia was not there, Beachy had a conversation with Denverlin, the henchman, and said to him, "Actually, I'm the one who killed her father. So if she gives you money for the gun, use that as a deposit to kill her instead. I want her dead. I'm sick and tired of her cheating." So Denverlin said okay, and then this man Beachy also promised to pay him 3 million on top of whatever deposit he was going to get from Tonia. So Tonia actually was happy, say, "Oh, all right," not know that it was actually her husband who got her father killed. The henchman came to her and said, "I have found a gun and I'll take you where it is." But the problem here was Denverlin did not want to kill Tonia. And the reason was he himself was having an affair with Tonia. So he wasn't going to be able to kill her. He had some sort of feelings. He felt a certain way. So he subcontracted the contract. He found someone else to kill Tonia. Although Beachy said, "Make sure that you kill her yourself. I want you to kill her yourself." So what they did was they took Tonia. They told her, "Tonia, we found the gun, down payment, the money, the deposit," and Tonia paid the deposit. She just didn't know that she was paying the deposit for her own murder. She gave these men the deposit, they took it, and they said, "You drive. We'll take you to collect the gun." In a car with Denverlin, because she was used to going around with him anyway. He worked for her husband, and there was another man, a subcontractor, who she didn't know. So this man was sat in the back seat. Tonia drove around for a while. She didn't know where they were going. She was just following the direction. They went further and further deeper into a secluded area, a bushy area. And then he said, you need to stop right here. And when she stopped and started thinking what's going on, Denvalin got out of the car because he didn't want to be part of it. He felt sorry. And the man who was at the back started stabbing her in the car. Stabbed Tonia so many times and slit her throat. And apparently the last words she said was, "Me mama warned me." And then they set her on fire and set the car on fire. And after that, they went to try and collect money from Beachy Stout, and Beachy Stout refused to pay. This is how the whole story came out. Because he refused to pay for the murder, these men got mad and went to the police and revealed everything. So these men were charged. Denvalin was charged and sentenced to 19 years in prison. He's in prison as of now, but Beachy Stout is still on trial. The case is not finished yet, and a few people are worried that justice may not be served because he's a very wealthy man, and you know what happens when money is involved. But at the same time, the police have now reopened the case for Beachy Stout's wife and the way she was murdered. They're suspecting that it was actually him who killed his wife to make way so that he can marry Tonia. So this is the story of Tonia Mcdonald. It's a shame. It seems like there's a few people who died along the way in her name, and in the end she was killed too. But we don't know if it is true. He's saying he's not guilty. So far, these are just allegations according to Denvalin. To actually go and give themselves up, hand themselves into the police and say that we did this, but this man didn't pay us. They are happy to go to prison as long as he faces the justice. So we're watching. We'll see how this case goes. But that is the story, the very sad story of Tonia Mcdonald.